So most experts want to grow their influence with podcast interviews, but they don't know where to start. They've never gotten a podcast interview before, or they've been trying to get podcast interviews and they keep hitting wall after wall after wall. Well, in this video, I'm going to share with you the three main things you need to do before you get any podcast interviews. And you'll be like my client, Gwen, who on her very first podcast show, she made $8,000 without ever selling a thing. And that's another thing that a lot of people want to know how to do. How do I make money? So stick around, because in this video, I'm going to show you what you need to do before you even get the podcast interviews and how to make money from podcast interviews without ever selling. If we've never met before, my name is Kathleen Gage, and I'm with Power Up for Profits, and I'm the best-selling author of, guess what? Power Up for Profits, the Smart Woman's Guide to Online Marketing. And I'll tell you, men have been seen reading this book too. And this book goes into a lot of detail of what you need to do to get lots of visibility online. But to start with, I want to talk about the three things that you need to do before you ever look for a podcast interview opportunity. The first thing you need to do is get a pitch sheet. Now, a pitch sheet is basically a one-page document that has information about who you are, what you specialize in, topics that you can talk about, and a very short bio, and maybe a headshot and an image of your book if you're an author. You don't want to put too much information. Now go ahead and click the link above, because it takes you right to a video. Just click right up there. It takes you right to a video. It might be right over there, that will show you exactly what you need to do to put your pitch sheet together and make it an effective document. And it's amazing how many people either don't have a pitch sheet, or what they have is almost embarrassing, and they wonder why podcast show hosts don't get back to them. So you need a pitch sheet, and basically it's exactly what it sounds like. It's there to pitch on your behalf. Now, before you ever send that out, you also need a landing page or a website. And don't spend too much time with this. A simple landing page where you can direct people so they can get on your subscriber list and you can build a community. It's amazing how many people want to make money and they have no way for people to get on their list. They have nothing for sale. They haven't even asked people to take an action, and then they wonder why they're not making money. You have to be very strategic in your approach. The next thing is that you have to have what's called a CTA, a call to action. Now, when you're on shows, this is not about you sell, sell, sell. You're not selling on a show. You're creating massive value for the hosts and the audience of the host. They're more interested in what value you bring to the audience. And when you create a lot of value, people are going to be looking for your information. So if you've been hiding out and nobody knows where to find you, no wonder you're not making money. It's because you don't have your pitch sheet put together, you don't have your landing page, and you don't have a call to action. Real simple formula. Let's say that you're in the dog training industry and you want to sell services right now because of COVID. You want to be able to sell from your website. Well, what you need to do is you need to have a way for people to get on your list, and 9 times out of 10, they're not 99 times out of 100. They're not going to buy something the first go around. They want to get to know you. They want to know that you're an expert. They want to know that you're credible. And so the way to do that is give a great podcast interview. You just give a bang up job. You do great. They're searching out your information. They go back to your website. They key your name into Google while you're on the interview, and they find you. They get on your list, and then you can build a relationship with them, and you can build one of the things that's most important, which is trust. They have to trust you. There's so much stuff out there nowadays that who is the expert that's going to rise to the top? The expert that's going to rise to the top is the one that has a lot of visibility. So the way that you get them on your list is you have either a page on your website, or you have what's called a landing page, a simple one-page that has some kind of a giveaway, and it could be a checklist, it could be a report, it could be an audio file, it could be a video, but something that addresses their main problem. So you're a dog trainer. What's the number one challenge that people have with their dogs? It could be that they bark too much. It could be that they're wetting in the house. It could be that they're ankle biters. I've got one that's definitely an ankle biter, and she's a rescue, and I have looked for information on how to solve that problem, and I found some great information. The people that are going to get found the most are the ones that are most consistent with getting their message out there. So you've got your pitch sheet, you've got your landing page, and you've got your CTA, your call to action. When you're being interviewed, the host is going to say, well, Kathleen, where can we send people to get more information? Do not rattle off a whole list of sites and social media channels. No, 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 no. One, that's all you need. One. When you send them there, then they can find your information. So let me show you what a pitch sheet is. Okay, I'm going to share my screen. And right here we have two pitch sheets. We have one for the plant-based eating community that I work with, and also for entrepreneurs. And this is what my business one sheet looks like. As you'll notice, it's a really simple document, and this is actually a pitch sheet. A one sheet is for the speaking industry. It oftentimes is longer. We've got testimonials in there. We might have logos of companies that we've worked with, but a pitch sheet, basically, I've got real simple information. I have a headshot. I've got possible topics I can speak on. I've got a short bio. I've got my web address. I can put my email address on there. Real simple pitch sheet. Okay, so when I do my call to action, this is a call to action page. Want to be a Rockstar podcast guest? Get the free podcast interview checklist. It's a $27 value. They click this link right here. It takes them right over to filling out their information, and oftentimes it'll populate the information. So there it is, call to action. They go right on my list. I can keep them engaged with great content. Now, the thing to keep in mind, regardless of what industry you're in, regardless of what you're an expert at, is it's all about creating value. And if you're getting value from this video, speaking of value, what I want you to do is I want you to go ahead and hit the subscribe button. Go ahead and do that right now. Just hit that subscribe button, hit the like button, and hit the bell notification. That's for those people who are seeing this on YouTube. If you're hearing this somewhere else and you can't hit that, all you need to do is go to powerupforprofits.com and you'll find all my information. But the thing is that when you subscribe, when you hit the bell notification, when you hit the like button, you will be notified when I create more videos that address the very problems that people say they have around using podcast shows to make money and to gain visibility and to increase their influence. So go ahead and hit that subscribe button right now. And I want to remind you, with your pitch sheet, your landing page, and your call to action, you do those three things, and then what you want to do is you want to consistently look for opportunities. It never ceases to amaze me the number of people who will try to get on one or two shows. They don't get the response they want because they're not prepared. They haven't put their back end together. They don't have their foundation in place, and they give up and they go, this podcast stuff doesn't work. I'm here to tell you, it works, and it works like a charm. But what works better than that is consistency. You have to keep at it day in and day out, day in and day out. Because the fact is, you start getting people who want to hear from you. They want to hear your information. They want to follow you. And if you only have one video out or you only have one interview out, it gets pretty old pretty quick. Think about stores that you like to go shopping at, and you have come to expect quality from these stores. You've come to expect that their shelves are going to be filled with certain items, and you go to the store and they're out of a certain item, and you're like, okay, I'll just come back later. You come back a few days later, they're still out of that same item. You give them one more chance, you go back, they're still out of that item and other items. Pretty soon you give up on them. It's the same with your information online. Podcast shows are actually considered a way to do content marketing, because what you're doing is you're putting your content out to market. So it's content marketing at its best. You appear on somebody else's show, it reaches their market. You are able to take that permalink and spread it all over social media, and you start building your influence, and you will build your revenues. But you have to start today. This is Kathleen Gage with Power Up for Profits and Plant-Based Eating for Health, encouraging you, get out there, make sure that you're consistent with what you're doing, have a vision of where you want to go, reverse engineer that, and just go for it. There's no time like the present. If you're waiting for things to be perfect, it's never going to happen. Like one coach that I listen to, he says, start messy. Just start right where you're at. It doesn't have to be perfect. It's not going to be perfect. And the person who starts and who keeps at it, they win. So be a winner, get out there, do what you need to do. And again, subscribe to this channel. Have a great day.